Hey guys, we're reading about Alexander's empire today. And for Alexander's empire, I'm going to read off the questions to you first. Number one, where was Macedonia? Two, what did the Athenians think of Macedonia? Three, when did Philip II become king of Macedonia? Four, where had Philip been held as a hostage? Five, how long were the pikes that the Macedonians used? Six, which city states did Philip destroy? Seven, how did Philip die? And eight, who educated Alexander? I'll read the second page off after I finish the first page. Alexander's empire. Background. Macedonia was a small woodland kingdom north of Greece. Athens and the other culturally sophisticated city states to the south tended to regard Macedonians as uncivilized and their lands as a source of timber, gold, and horses. In 358 before Common Era, Philip II became king of Macedonia. He had become familiar with Greek life, culture, and military tactics during the 3 years he spent as a hostage in Thebes. He admired Greek ceremonies and cultural refinement. When he returned to Macedonia, Philip created a new kind of army, one with soldiers who served year round. He trained his forces in Greek military tactics and armed them with 13-foot spear tipped pikes. Then, he advanced on the Greek city states, including Athens. He destroyed Thebes and Sparta, spared Athens, and declared himself supreme leader of a unified Greco Macedonian federation of states. Founding. Philip intended to attack Persian ruled Anatolia next, but he was assassinated before he could take action. He was succeeded by his son Alexander, barely 20 years old. Alexander had been educated by the Greek philosopher Aristotle and trained in politics and war by his father. He was tireless in battle, a stickler for details, and conscious of his image. He was adored by his soldiers and almost everyone else who met him. Page 2. Number 1. In what year did Alexander begin his conquest of Persia? 2. How many battles did Alexander have against the Persians? 3. Which trade route did Alexander take control of? 4. What river did Alexander's army refuse to push past? 5. In what city and year did Alexander die? 6. How did Alexander die? And 7. Where was Alexander buried at? Page 2. In 334 before Common Era, Alexander attacked Persia at the head of an army of 35,000 Macedonians and Greek allies. In the course of the next 11 years, he moved through Anatolia, Syria, Egypt, and Babylon, conquering as he went. He faced the Persians in 3 major battles and won against huge odds. Alexander then occupied the great Persian capitals and moved into the empire's northeastern provinces, taking possession of stretches of the Trans-Eurasian Silk trade routes. In 326 before Common Era, he turned southeast and pushed his exhausted troops across the Hindu Kush Mountains into the Indus River Valley. There, he subdued one local ruler after another. When he asked his troops to go on beyond the Indus, they refused. He saw that they could be pushed no further and agreed to head home. Decline, fall. After Alexander took the Indus Valley in 325 before Common Era, he looked southward towards the Ganges River. However, his army refused to go further, and Alexander decided to turn for home. He got as far as Babylon, where in June of 323 before Common Era he died. He appears to have died of a fever complicated by wounds he had suffered in the course of battles. He lingered for 4 days, and when his generals desperately urged him to name an heir, he said to have replied that he would go to the strongest. Alexander asked to be buried in Egypt, and reportedly his body was taken there in a golden sarcophagus coffin. All right, go ahead and answer the questions on today's warm up.